And hello there. We are live. We are actually streaming not only vertically, but like horizontally, but we're doing vertically too. So we are doing mobile and also the regular YouTube version. And we are going to be talking about what is going on. Let me just scoot over here so I can get myself framed up. What is going on in the Commonwealth of Virginia, which is my home state. I wanted to bring this to you first and foremost to get this information out there. There's also links down below. Not all hope is lost. A few years ago, everyone thought hope is lost, and we were able to push back against a lot of the bad bills. And I'm sure we will try to do that again. So let's go ahead and we're about 10 days out from Lobby Day. Lobby Day is a big event in Virginia where all the gun rights activists get together. They go down to Richmond and they let their voices be heard. Now, I will be at SHOT Show. Yeah. Now, that day is upon us again. It's on Martin Luther King Day. I have information down below about it in the description. I only have two links down there. One is I don't know why it keeps on locking out. One is for lobby day, and the other one is to send a message to your reps if you live in Virginia. So let's go out ahead and talk about what is going on. Earlier today, a bunch of anti-gun bills was brought up to what they call a pre-filing. Pre-filing is basically saying, I intend to file this bill. This is what this bill is going to say. We don't get the full text, but we get enough to determine what is going on. So we're going to go over what the pre-filed bills we got today are, and also what other ones I think that will come up. I got an article on Amaland coming out tomorrow. If you check that out, that's going to have some more information on there. But one of the big ones is an assault weapons ban and a standard capacity magazine ban. As you know, as you know, they're not large capacity magazines, they are standard capacity magazines. But they're introducing a bill that's been introduced the last 4 years, which has failed because Glenn Youngkin did keep his word and protect gun rights in the Commonwealth. But the assault weapons ban will ban semi-automatic rifles with certain cosmetic features. We'll get more as the actual text comes out, but the pre-filing basically makes it obvious what they're talking about. Almost all semi-automatic firearms, AR-15s, and such like that. This is a Dan Helmer's bill, and he is definitely an anti-gun person. It's been reintroduced as HB 217. If you currently own AR-15s or whatnot, or standard capacity magazines, those will probably be grandfathered in. The rifles and short barreled and whatever the shotguns you have, they will definitely be grandfathered in. The magazines probably will be grandfathered in too. Right now, there is a little bit of confusion whether it's going to ban magazines holding more than 10 rounds or magazines holding more than 20 rounds. The thresholds vary in the two different drafts that I have seen, but it's been vetoed in the past with Abigail Spamberger coming in, the spammer. There is no chance of that being vetoed, so she will sign that if that gets to her desk. One of the things that they are pointing out is that there is a study that says mass shootings will drop by 70% if you ban AR-15s. We know that is not correct. Right. In fact, during the Clinton assault weapons ban, there was no measurable effect. So also, this might run afoul of Heller and Bruin. We'll find that out, especially with the Illinois case moving its way through the courts. We'll probably find that out sooner than later. The Supreme Court's going to take one of these cases, and I think it's going to go our way. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry. So that is a big one. They also want to put a new $500 excise tax on suppressors. Basically, since the tax stamp was zeroed out, suppressors have exploded on the first day. For example, 150,000 new suppressors were registered. So I expect that is a retaliation to the tax stamp going away. So they want to have a $500 tax stamp put on suppressors, except they're not calling it a tax stamp, they're calling it excise tax. That will be paid when you buy a suppressor. Um, so that is not a good thing. That is HB 207. It was pre-filed by Karen Keys Gamara. The next bill that was introduced is the one targeting PMS, privately manufactured firearms, also known to the Democrats and all the anti-gunners as scary ghost guns. This deals with 3D printed guns and also ones from kits, and it will prohibit unserialized ghost guns like P80s and stuff like that. One of the other things it says is that it will ban 3D printed parts without serial numbers. What does that mean? If I print a stock, will that require a serial number since it is a 3D printed gun part? I don't know. Once we get the text, we should know a little bit more, but that is not good. And they're saying that it's going to be a felony if you get caught with any of them. And look who it is. DOD After Dark. I thought you weren't coming on.
Oh man, you know what? Hearing this, let me turn my mic on.
All right. So basically, it will be a felony.
Hearing this just drives me up a wall. As a Virginia resident, number one, man, yeah, sorry, continue. I'll chime in.
Do you want me to add your channel in too?
Sure, yeah, you can add it in.
All right, I knew you were going to talk about it tonight, so I didn't add it.
Yeah, I'll be, for those of you guys out there that are watching, I'll be going live tonight as well on the other place, the other place here, which we can't say on the platform that we're
Rumble.
on. Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't care.
I'll be going live on Rumble tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be having the conversation not only of what happened in Minnesota.
Well, there's another shooting, by the way. We can get into that a little bit.
Yeah,
Another
and then also
ICE and 2 people shot in Portland.
Interesting. I mean, look, it's terrible to good to see you too, Jordan. It's terrible that people are getting hurt, and like one of the full. So, well, there's more to the story, but anyway, not to cut you off, just wanted to jump in and
yeah, we'll get that. So
we need to act too. We are talking about what we can do as well, right? Oh, well, it says what can you do? Okay, yeah, go ahead, John. Back to you, Crump.
yeah, one of the things that there is saying that they point to a specific statistic that links untraceable firearms recovered from crime scene. What they don't tell you is included in that number
are firearms with obliterated serial numbers,
and the vast majority, I think, I don't know, there's like 100 that I 100 PMS used in crimes or something. It's something ridiculously small.
Yeah,
It's probably more than that now, but still ridiculously small compared to everything.
well, you know what they also, just to add this, you know what they also started including in these numbers as of last year. Well, I'm sorry, the numbers that came out for 2024 last year, they started adding in machine gun conversion devices and unserialized firearms as if they're the same thing. Like, come on, man. They're trying to skew the statistics to make it benefit their cause in every way that they can. And do not be misled. Abigail Spanberger was placed, her butt is in the governor's seat because of the anti-gun lobby. Now this is her time to pay that bill, and this is how she's paying that bill.
Yeah, there's a good movie called Rocky Mountain Heist that everyone should check out, and it basically goes over it all. But yeah, okay, so that's what's going on with privately manufactured firearms, 80s as we like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're talking about a mandatory 5-day waiting period, which will be interesting because now we actually have case law to say that is unconstitutional. Now, we are in the Fourth Circuit in Virginia, in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're in the Fourth Circuit, which is the most anti-gun circuit in the country.
Yep.
So I don't think that they would overturn a 5-day waiting period. But in the 11th Circuit, the law of the land is that any waiting period is unconstitutional.
Yep.
So you might want to see, might want to ask, well, how does that help us out? Well, if the fourth rule, if we sue on that, when there will be a lawsuit on that. I guarantee you that. And the fourth rules that it is constitutional, then yeah, the New Mexico case. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Damien Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But that would create what's called a circuit split, which would mean the Supreme Court would probably take it.
Yeah. And this may be one of those terrible situations where it's like, okay, so I am against and I'm opposed to every single thing that Virginia is proposing right now. And obviously, you guys know that. You can look at my wall and know that. But sometimes it helps us when we get put in these situations where these tyrants try to push this unconstitutional garbage through, because then we can actually take it all the way through to a higher court and potentially win. And that is a perma win in some cases. So sometimes we got to take a little bit of pain to get a long-term win.
Yeah. So the waiting period, it looks like 5 days, but depending on how everything works out, because these are just pre-filed bills, the language can change. I want to put that out there. Okay, so there's the age restriction on purchases is another big thing that they want to do. They want to raise the minimum age of buying a semi-automatic rifle, certain pistols and shotguns to 21. Right now, it's currently 18 in Virginia.
Yep.
And they want to raise that to 21.
And it's important to remember that that is also gay. So,
yeah.
Very gay.
So basically, long guns, you would need to be 21 to buy. Now we got SB 27 and 21, which is firearms industry liability. And it's basically them trying to get around PLACA. PLACA is the Protection and Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. But they want to pass these bills to try to get around these things by allowing civil suits against manufacturers, dealers, and sellers for causing a public nuisance. It mirrors several other cases that are going through the courts. Most have not had success in the courts at being defended by their governments, because PLACA is a federal law, and the Supremacy Clause says that federal law has precedence. If you look at the case, the Gary case, for example, you can see that. Now, safe storage requirements. Basically, you have to secure your ammunition and firearms when prohibited persons or minors are living in the same house.
Would this count as safe storage, you think?
I don't know. I have a room that's locked up. I don't
Mm.
know if that is gonna count or not, but if
Well,
that doesn't count, there's my collection.
yeah, I mean, I have no intention of complying anyway.
Well, yeah, I have no intention of complying, but even if I wanted to comply with I I
We
got like a 1,500 square foot room that
yeah,
is just
there's no way.
filled.
Yeah, there's no way we could comply even if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And this is the comical thing about this. Like, and I know part of me is trying to remove my emotion from it because it is so frustrating and it does piss me off because Virginia is a battleground state, man. We cannot let this happen. And and I know you're probably going to get to what we can do to fight against it, but knowing that this is just a transaction for someone's, journey to power is just so frustrating. I don't believe that Abigail Spanberger truly believes that this is what needs to happen for people to be safe. You could not convince me of that. What I believe is that she received, accepted, and used money from the anti gun lobby to fund her campaign, to put her in a position of power. And we lost the only thing protecting us with with an extreme leftist House and Senate in Virginia. The only barrier of protection that we had was the governor's mansion. We had the governor and lieutenant governor that were super based, and they have vetoed every single bill they tried to pass, and they knew every bill they tried to pass wouldn't get through. But now we have a governor and a lieutenant governor. Both of them are completely just there to serve the anti-gun lobby, and they're going to pay that bill. And this is the beginning of what that looks like, and it will only get worse.
I wanna get to this in a minute, but I got a response to that. But let's just go through some of this. Uh, Public carry restrictions of rifles and shotguns. And I think this is a direct link to what happened at Lobby Day last time.
S- Say it again. You're talking 2020?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when
Uh,
50 to 60,000 people stormed the streets in full kit.
yeah. Yeah. They claim it's gonna uh this is going to prevent intimidation.
Hmm. Yeah, I think one of the reasons that they waited till this point to push any of this stuff through was to intentionally not have a large successful lobby day because they know the optics on that. When the streets are completely filled with people that are against these bills, especially with the type of people that lobby day tends to um, attract, like me, I'll be personally going. They don't want those optics, and they don't want the emails, the phone calls that which we can do. Look, I was mentioning this when stuff was happening in Oregon, stuff was happening in Illinois, and I was telling everyone that I could, this is happening on a state by state case now. They're taking the funding that they all used to put into these huge federal bills, and they would lose, 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 lose. And now they're making headway by just one bill at a time, one state at a time, just boom, 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 taking tiny chips away. But they're slowly working their way through the entire country, one state at a time, and we
I think
cannot ignore it.
I think it's time for another no quarters for tyrants
Yeah,
flag. Like I haven't released it since 2020. I think they're gonna be sold again.
I think it's a good idea. Remember when your fist was the only weapon you needed to protect yourself? I
We'll
don't.
we'll get to that because that's never been true.
Yeah, I
But
don't remember that.
and expansion of gun-free zones, which don't work. All they do is create soft targets. So basically, they
Mm.
want to add hospitals, especially mental health facilities, public academic buildings, to the list of prohibited carry areas. Um, they claim that these are sensitive locations.
Gun-free zones are sensitive locations because no one can protect themselves. It emboldens active shooters.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is a little bit of hope, and it's not through Bamberger. Okay, so here's the hope, right? There in the House, yeah, it's a done deal, right? But the governorship, it's a done deal. The
Yeah.
Senate, the Democrats have the majority, but it's a slim majority. It's a very, very slim majority. Um, and some of those Democrats are not far left Democrats, and they represent areas with high gun ownership.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that we can sway some of those Democrat senators to vote for us. But with that said, there is a link in the description to a GOA page where you can email your delegate. It will send it to your delegate. And you might be wondering, well, you said that the chance to stop it is probably in the Senate. Why are we emailing our delegates? Because we want to make as much noise as possible, and that will cause noise, which gets back to Senate.
Yep.
Do you know on the state level how many emails a delegate or a senator receives before it gets brought up to them, before their staff brings it up to them?
Probably 10.
10, exactly.
Is it really? Dang.
Yeah.
That was a good
10,
guess.
exactly. That's when they actually meet on it. So
I sent
and
one
those,
today.
and those meetings get back to the Senate where we want to stop these. A lot of people in 2020, when we were in the similar situation, had no hope.
Yep.
They said this is going to pass. There's nothing we can stop it. But because of public outcry in this in the Second Amendment sanctuary movement, which is already gaining steam, we were able to stop almost all of it. And the stuff that we couldn't stop, like for example,
Universal background check.
universal background checks, we were able to
Hmm.
defeat in court.
Yep.
There is there is a few other things that I'm expecting to see. And that is a purchase to permit scheme,
Yep.
which is expected. Red flag laws, which is expected. And also like lessening reciprocity agreements, which
Yeah. Yeah.
in return would kill Virginia's reciprocity with her.
Yeah, I believe all that and maybe even more would come. I'm surprised they weren't taking or are not taking the tactics that they did in 2019, 2020 timeframe when I think it was HB 954 or so whatever it was back then. Um, they were actually trying to ban the possession of all NFA items, which is bananas. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, I
So
would not be surprised that that doesn't show up. We just haven't shown up yet.
I think the willingness for them to put up a $500 excise tax on suppressors, which literally the state does nothing to process any of that, so it's just a punitive tax. All of this is completely wrong, immoral, unconstitutional, and we have to act. And for everyone out there, I used to be like the oh yeah, vote harder, right? I used to be completely against so much of playing in a game of a machine that is broken, and Crump actually turned around a lot of my ideas that I previously had and showed me that,
For examples.
yeah, things literally started working. And I mean, you definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things with that.
I just had to explain and show you how the sausage is made.
Yeah, and once I started to see good things actually happening, and then Bruin happened, and then braces, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm listening. So look, probably was one of the first few hundred that jumped into that GOA VCDL form, filled it out with all of my personal private information, and put it out there and sent an email. So if anyone out there is in Virginia, I'm going to tell you right now, there's two things you need to do. Very simple. Okay. If, and then I'll get into something else. But if you are in Virginia, then go to the link in the description. I'll actually grab it and I'll post it in the chat here in a second. And go there, and at the very top of the screen, there's a thing where you type in your name, your email, and your personal info, and they have a pre-typed up uh, what's it called when you disagree with the bill? They have a pre-typed up message that says, I you know disagree with these bills. Here's why. Here's my name and information. Blah blah blah. Boom, and it sends it out. So that's thing number one. Very
You can
simple and easy to do.
also change that and move it around if you wanted to.
For sure. Yeah, because they do, when it's like copy paste, they do kind of look at it like, oh, it's just one of those things. But that's thing number one. Very simple and easy to do. Thing number two is, if you are around and available on January the 19th, Monday, that is Lobby Day 2026 in Richmond, Virginia. Even if you're not from Virginia, if you care to help a battleground state, where, if y'all remember in 2020, when we were this close to seeing some crazy, crazy things pass, this is how we stop these things from happening. There were literally news cameras up and down Main Street and Center Street in Richmond with seas of people. The FBI had to put drones in the air. Well, they felt like they had to put drones in the air. We actually left Richmond in a beautiful state when we left. But yeah, I mean, we got to take action, man. This is something that, if you look at, if someone takes something that they did not give to someone, what would you call that?
Theft.
Okay. The government did not give us anything. These are natural rights given to us by God. Simply by being born and existing, these are natural rights. So the fact that they think that they can come in and take those things from us is wrong, illegal, immoral, and against everything that this country is about. We need to take a stand and stand up and say no. And if you're not willing to do that, then there's no reason to go privately chat with your buddies and say, oh, I think it's time to grab your rifle. And that, if you won't grab a pen, if you won't click a button, and you won't show up to a protest, then you're not about that life. This is how we show up right now.
Yeah. So I go down to Lobby Day with you all. There you go.
Heck yeah, we'll be there, man. I mean, I'll be there.
No, I'm out of town.
Yeah, Crump is actually going to be in a different state, but still, I'll be there.
Be on a different coast.
A buyback. Yeah.
Are you calling Trump? Yes. If you wanted to do
sure.
a buyback,
Yeah.
of course I would.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, I don't believe that Trump has any like, what do you call it, allegiance to our natural rights. I don't think anyone right now that I know of personally, outside of like a couple of delegates, right, that actually truly believe. Okay, very few people that actually truly believe in our natural rights that are protected by the Constitution.
Like, somebody talking about 2020, they said it changed laws anyway. Not all of them. Most of them actually didn't get changed, and it's definitely because of that 2020 Lobby Day. And I'm not saying that. A former Democratic Senator, Chap Peterson, actually said, well, I was going to vote for all this stuff, but at the turnout of Lobby Day, it changed my mind.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the only Democrat that said that. Several Democrats said that.
Yeah. And only two things changed. Everything else was vetoed. We happened because I believe because of the turnout at Lobby Day, that brought voters out. And because it brought attention to the matter, it brought voters out. Voters brought in a new governor that vetoed almost all of them, what he could. And we ended up with universal background checks. But also because of that, guess what? What just happened with universal background checks?
Well, Youngkin vetoed every bill that he got on his desk.
Yeah.
Like a lot of bills didn't get to Ralph Northam's desk, Blackface Northam.
Yeah.
Um, so
Post birth abortion, Northam.
yeah. So it was Lobby Day that stopped a lot of those bills, and universal background checks did get overturned. In Virginia, we have a really, really strong constitution. So a lot of this stuff will be challenged on the state level as well as the federal level if it does get passed. Silvermine 2033 says, don't forget to join VCDL if you are not already a member. I 100% agree with that. I was going to bring that up because VCDL is our state level organization. And it's probably, I'm not saying this just because I live in Virginia. It's probably the best run state organization in the country.
I agree.
There are several other ones that run fairly well. Florida Carry runs pretty well. Bama Carry, Tennessee Farms Association, CRPA, GOC out in California. They run pretty good. I like CCDL. CCDL, which is modeled after VCDL. Worked closely with CCDL. CCDL is the Connecticut Citizens Defense League. There's some great people up there. Like AZCDL. AZCDL, that is modeled after VCDL. In fact, the people from AZCDL, when they were forming AZCDL, came out to Virginia to see how VCDL was run. VCDL used to be NVCDL, which is Northern Virginia Citizens Defense League. The first president of that was, let's see if you know.
Philip Van Cleve?
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You know him.
I know the president of
the first president of NVCDL.
Oh, Northern Virginia Citizens Defense League?
Yeah, then they dropped the Northern and it just became
I don't know. Eric Pratt?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's
He
crazy.
was the first president of NVCDL. It was founded in the GOA offices in Springfield.
Nice.
That's why GOA and VCDL work so closely together, because VCDL wasn't born out of GOA, but it was born at GOA.
Yeah.
I was GOA and VCDL. Then Paul Moog was the first president, and he's a cool guy too.
I'll tell you what, man. VCDL, there's one thing I know about them. They are not doing it for money.
No, well, VCDL is totally volunteer.
Yeah.
No one gets paid at VCDL.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing.
There are a lot of organizations that are state level organizations for different states, and they raise money.
Yeah,
like
they put in.
Yeah, anything with like, there's some places in Idaho, Iowa, anybody, if their last name is Dorr, they're probably in it for the money.
Dang.
The Dorr brothers run a lot of organizations, and some of them run like organizations that are in New York and at the same time out in Wyoming.
Yikes.
And the president is the same person who claims to live in both. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but yeah, But VCDL, they're good eggs.
Yeah, they're good guys. Philip is a good guy.
Philip is a great guy.
Yeah, yeah. And you could see him on Monday, the 19th, which happens to be Martin Luther King Day. So a lot of people are off work. Come out, man. Support. Just literally, you don't have to come out in full kit with your nods on. You could literally just come out wearing a shirt that says, I hate tyrants. I'm literally about to go buy a bunch of like bulk packs of white t-shirts and just stencil, spray paint, I hate tyrants, you know, like
Do you want to hand out constitutions? I got a box of 1,000 constitutions.
I actually have a box here from Kurt 24, but I only have like whatever that is, like the better side of a box of 50, so probably 25 and some change.
Oh, I
So
got thousands of them.
plus all of mine have a DLD hardware sticker on it. So
I'll give you some if you want.
I kind of felt like it was sacrilegious in a way to put DLD hardware stickers on them, but I want them to know where they got them from, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think we have two ways to fight back. It's pretty clear. This is how we do it, and
Yeah, the Iowa Iowa Firearms Coalition is a great organization. Ask them about the doors. That's all I'm gonna say.
dang.
Yeah, I know the guys over at the IFC pretty well.
Sorry, this is bothering me. I feel like I have to do this. Is that okay? I just
Yeah,
feel like it's so close to our faces, you know?
yeah. Iowa board of directors includes like Pete Brownell and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Michael Ware is very good. He's on the board of directors. Mike Ware is a great guy as well out of Iowa. So
Dang, old Matt, you're not going to wear your Tyrant Eradication Team shirt. The letters are too small on it. I need to wear something big, but great plug. Thank you. I do have a shirt in my merch shop that is the Tyrant Eradication Team shirt. Dude, my phones are on silent. Why is it freaking beeping?
I don't know.
I think it's because my laptop is open. Obviously, my laptop is open.
But
Yeah.
I am gonna start probably tomorrow. I'll launch the no quarter for tyrant stuff again.
Nice. Good move. And I'm going to drop this in your chat. So people out there, if you are in VA, of course it's not showing that John Crump is live. Here, give me one sec. I'm gonna drop this in your chat just so you guys out there, if you're in Virginia, you can just jump in and very quickly and easily fill this out. I'm a mod on your yeah, okay, there you go. So there's the link right there. So anyone, if you're in Virginia, this is a GOA and VCDL sponsored form. I think isn't this GOA, but it's on the VCDL. Whatever. This is the site that you go to fill out the form. It's a pre-filled out email. You can go in and put a personal message in it, change it around, but keep the meat and potatoes of it the same. And you can communicate directly with our chosen ones. Oh man, it's so frustrating. I was actually
Stifler, are you gonna be at SHOT Show? If you are, I'll just bring you a couple hundred.
I think he is.
I will bring you a few hundred if you want.
I just want to bring this up really quickly. Heyo. So listen to this. The power under the Constitution will always be in the people. It is entrusted for certain defined purposes and for a certain limited period to representatives of their own choosing. I certainly didn't choose Abigail Spanberger. And whenever it is executed contrary to their interests or not agreeable to their wishes, their servants can and undoubtedly will be recalled. This one, I love this too. because everything there's constantly people that have opposing views. I like to take what's written and try to extrapolate all sorts of things that doesn't exist within the text. That was George Washington, by the way. And this is Thomas Jefferson. He says, "On every question of construction, let us carry ourselves back to the time when the Constitution was adopted. Recollect the spirit manifested in the debates, and instead of trying what meaning may be squeezed out of the text or invented against it, conform to the probable one in which it was passed."
Yeah.
If my mic was not on a stand, I would drop it right now. Actually, it's a Shure SM7B. I don't want to drop it, but you know what I'm saying. And lastly, I think the most important, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute a new government. Um, anyway, sorry, we can keep it going.
I
get
mean,
distracted.
getting pocket constitutions is pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's very
I
affordable.
mean, you can get free everywhere, but I usually get them in a like a huge, like a couple thousand at a time.
If you get huge boxes of them, they're way more affordable. Kurt was the one. Shout out to Kurt 24. Um, he was the one that bought me 2 boxes of 25, 50. I think he got me 50 or 250 boxes. I can't recall right offhand, but they're not super cheap, especially like I send out probably 12,000 packages a year, and adding a dollar or so to each one, does get costly, but it's important, man. I remember the first time someone sent me a pocket constitution. That was when I started actually diving into it and reading it. It's super important.
Well, I usually get it from the constitutioncenter.org, which is they currently aren't accepting right now. But it's like $100 for like 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely grab more of them for orders, even throw them in if people were to, even like with definition knives, I would throw them in there.
Yeah, I mean it's something that you should always like. You can even get in the constitutional app.
Yeah, yeah. We need to take a serious look at the Third Amendment. It's as much anti government spies in your home as it is pressing a government gun against your back. Man,
The
yeah,
Third Amendment is all about the Third Amendment is the no quartering.
yeah. I can read it if you'd like. It's
Yeah, go ahead.
no soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
Yeah, one of the things that is meant to protect against is in-home surveillance, because what the British would do is order troops in your homes basically to spy on you.
hmm Or do it like the CCP does and just have all your neighbors spying on you, pretending to be your friend. What do you feel about the CCP? Can you believe what we're not allowed to do? Dude, and they say that if that person is a snitch and you don't report them, you could be shot and killed. Like, that's next level psyop stuff right there. Like, dang, if I don't snitch on this person, I could be killed. You know what I mean? That's next level mind effery. So I know we're
Yeah,
already
I mean,
pushing it like 45 minutes. You probably don't want to jump into Minnesota now too, do you?
no, I'll leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to you. But yeah,
Okay.
we can go ahead and wrap it up here. You can be talking about Minnesota and probably what happened in Portland.
Yeah, and then also, of course, what's going on in Virginia. And look, every time we go live, we have a really good time, really great conversations. and clicking on the chat, listening to what you guys have to say, hearing your opinions is important to me too. And a lot of people, I think, have been coming to my channel, and I actually had a couple guys ask, like, "Yo, DLD, did you quit? Like, what's going on?" First off, you guys know me too well. I would never just quit. I didn't quit. I probably 4 weeks ago or so, when I got hit with another strizike on YouTube, I just stopped doing my live streams on YouTube and I went over to Rumble. So now all of my live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday recently have been on Rumble. 10:30 p.m. Eastern on Rumble. You can do anything, say anything, handle anything. I can handle firearms, show exact things that we're talking about, talk about, God, guns, gear, and not feel like, we're being deuced on. And actually, I have probably a quarter of the followers there that I have on YouTube, and I'm getting, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views per video, as opposed to YouTube, where I get 2, 3, 4, 500 views. So yeah, come check us out. Rumble is improving in a big way too. Even just in the last few months, they have been improving in a big way. And they got a whole new system on the back end. Rumble Studio is now basically like StreamYard, John. I don't know if you had seen that
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, I use it.
Yeah,
I've had the flu all week, so we really didn't do a show because
gotcha. Gotcha.
the flu, and my wife has the flu now, as you know.
Yeah, it
But
sucks, man.
Rumble also has deals with the NFL now.
Dude, they also were heavily invested in by Slack, and they told them straight up, we want you to go after YouTube. They're going to start adding all the stuff in that Google does, calendars, email, other forms of social media, perhaps.
They got Rumble Cloud too now, which
Yeah.
NFL is moving over to Rumble Cloud.
Oh no,
So
Rumble's definitely not going downhill. Rumble has been bolstered in a huge way.
well, they
Uh,
just partnerships with the Cleveland Browns, Miami Dolphins, Kansas City Chiefs, and
I don't even know about Trigger Hill. I mean, I heard about it, but I don't know anything about it. I've heard it mentioned, I guess.
so that they're going to and they got deals with other other back end NFL teams. Um, so we'll have to see exactly what happens with that. But Rumbles, they're increasing and they're responsive and they actually work with us,
Yeah,
which is
Bongino may have ownership in Rumble, but I
Rumble's
don't.
Canadian.
Yeah, Bongino doesn't own Rumble. He probably has ownership in it, but yeah, I mean, dude, straight up, like I can literally pull up a, let's say we're talking about a Geisley Super Duty. I can grab a Geisley Super Duty, pull it up, start having a conversation, show stuff off. We're talking about, Glocks. I can actually hold up a firearm, diagnose stuff, talk people through problems. Like it is next level. It's totally different. Whereas on YouTube, if I'm doing a live stream, I've held up like a magazine before and been shut down, or a slide, or now you can't even hold up an optic.
Yeah. Well, Chris Pawlowski is the founder and owner of Rumble. He is a billionaire who happens to be very, very libertarian.
Well, I think it's cool that they have zero restrictions. As long as you are not literally putting up videos of harming people, you can say and do whatever you want on Rumble.
Yeah. Who also owns part of Rumble?
Yeah.
Well, a couple different people. Peter Thiel.
What? Peter Thiel he has ownership in Rumble.
Yeah, he's an investor.
Well, it is publicly traded, so I mean, he could
Yeah,
just.
but he's like a round of investors.
Oh, we cannot get away from this Oh man.
And JD Vance.
Yeah, I had heard that. Interestingly enough, that those two would be mentioned together. They're
No, I just well, they're friends.
besties.
Yeah, so that's why they both invested together in it.
Yeah, I missed last Saturday. McLuhan Lagoon, good to see you, by the way. Drewski, brother, great to see you. Dude, Lightning McQueen as well. A bunch of you guys are here. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I have a lot of viewers now that are like, if you do a live stream on YouTube, I'm not coming. Yeah, I appreciate you doing it, but I'll just wait for you to come over on Rumble. So I'm probably going to integrate YouTube back in the cycle somehow. I just haven't been able to find a way to do it yet. But thank you, Traveler. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Barton Fink, good to see you as well, brother. Yes, I just had my birthday and it was a blast. Thank you. And
Yeah,
my birthday present was a bunch of anti-gun bills in Virginia.
JD Vance was one of the early investors in Rumble.
Dang, man, maybe it's all a scheme, who knows? I don't know. I don't trust any of them. All I'm saying is right now it is a free place to post, and it takes a while, but once you get momentum up, the viewership is there. It used to feel like it was just posting to a black hole, like no one would see it. And after a while, you stay posting, stay committed, just like anything else with social media. Keep doing it, and stuff happens.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna get out of here. Happy belated birthday, Dark.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
And definitely check out Dark tonight on Rumble.
Thank you, man.
DLD
Appreciate
After
that.
Dark.
DLD After Dark. It says right here, DLD After Dark on Rumble and YouTube and Instagram and the Twitters, the tweeters.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be talking about New York trying to force the new law that says 3D printers must block gun printing.
That is so gay.
Yeah, and making like CAD files illegal.
Yeah, very whack. That's already been tried. They will not be able to do that.
Well, it's been tried in the third, so we'll get into that because the third is where it covers New York. Actually, no, the third doesn't cover New York.
No. Yeah. Stifler, brother, great to see you as well, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for coming on, Dark. And
yeah, thank you, man. I saw you on and I was like, man, this is too important to me with Virginia being my home. It's always been my home. I've always lived in Virginia, and I refuse to move. I will stand, and fight.
yeah,
And
I delayed the
appreciate
stream for a little bit to let Dark come on. Then he's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming on." I was like, "All right, I'll just go myself."
it. Yeah, it was my fault.
All right. I'll see you later, buddy. Bye.
Yeah, see you guys later. Thank you.